Many thanks for your time. In our first story, the Ghana Water Company is recommending that Ghana's rivers and water bodies be made national security zones in order to protect them from illegal mining and other abuses. The country's rivers and water bodies are rapidly disappearing due to galamsey, and this devastating practice has escalated to the point where the country's future access to clean water is in jeopardy, with fears mounting that Ghana could soon be forced to import water. Now, in our latest Hotline documentary titled Poisoned Rivers, producer of the documentary, Richard Kojonyako, speaks with the managing director of the Ghana Water Company, Clifford Berima. Here are excerpts of the documentary.
Despite the odds, the Ghana Water Company perseveres. The treated water, painstakingly processed from the sludge, is finally pumped into the homes of hopeful residents. But the struggle is evident in every drop. The water, although clear to the eye, carries the heavy weight of a journey fraught with threats of contaminants.
I think that, like other countries do, water bodies are national security issues. They are national security zones. If Water Resources Commission, though working in it, they are civilians, but it's under the Ministry of Defense. And let's test the resilience of our military and see whether that problem will not be resolved. As at now, yes, once in a while we bring them in to go on, but that's a flash, it goes off. But if you make it their responsibility, and they cannot stop our water bodies to be polluted, how can they guarantee citizens that when there is an invasion of foreign forces, they will be able to stop them? And I believe strongly that if it becomes a national security issue, and Water Resources Commission, though it's a civilian department, but under the jurisdiction and supervision of the military or national security, I'm sure this still will give me 100 days. I'm sure it will be, because they will be marked by the quality of water. And I know the men. I know what they can do if given that responsibility. So I think that we've gotten to a stage where we need to be brute about it. We need to be truthful about it. We need to confront it head on. If we leave it in the hands of politicians, look, Mr. A will be saying, when you are come, I'll bring them back. Mr. B will say, when I come, I will make sure they don't do it. And it becomes a game.
But it's the politicians that control these.
So that's what I'm saying. That so move it off their jurisdiction, under the jurisdiction of CDS, and see whether there will not be a change. For me, if given the opportunity, that's what I will.
Stay tuned, because the full documentary airs at 8:30 a.m. this morning on this channel. In other stories, Ghana National Fire Service spent over 7 hours extinguishing a devastating fire that destroyed several shops and goods at the busy Zongo Lane shopping area near Rawlings Park in Accra. Now, while the cause of the blaze remains unknown, firefighters are facing significant challenges due to poor accessibility, which has allowed the fire to spread rapidly to adjoining shops. The following report has more.
As you can see in your shots, this is the exact spot where the fire started, I'm told, here at the Zongo Lane, closer to Rawlings Park, here in the central business district of Accra. Now, the cause of the fire is not yet known, and as you can see, the shop just caved in as a result of the intents of the fire that has ravaged parts of the shops here at the central business district of Accra, specifically around the Zongo Lane. And we've been speaking to the Public Relations Officer of the Ghana National Fire Service to bring us up to speed on what is happening and what may have caused the fire.
We got wind of a fire outbreak around 10:06 a.m. So quickly we dispatched our station from ministries to proceed to the scene. They did well to get here in good time. Within 10 minutes they arrived, and they realized that the fire involved a warehouse containing different assorted items, including also the equipment, electrical appliances and gadgets. So it was fast spreading, and the fact that accessibility was curtailed was a challenge. So they had to call for reinforcement. So as I speak to you right now, we have about 10 fire tenders at the scene trying to contain the fire from spreading.
We have one of the shop attendants whose shop has been affected as a result of the Inferno. Where is your shop?
Your warehouse nini. Na sena adensu ko see and say e dan baku or your shop nechi e ho na jani start here e na e China fon so na e si fie no enti me no ye nya asem bia ye nyama na ahye almost 20 containers ahye enti China na wa ma kwan earlier on wa ma fire service am bedu jano ama ahye amanfo nyama na condemn no mpese mpenifo no sorry maye mpenifo mo te Ghana man mo sorry maye because yaboka ya yi one box mpo otimi hwe ni na ahye enti ye ni abre na de wa ha no
enti nyama like what sort of things do you sell in your shop?
Mpaboa boxes mpaboa last week na yi to say 8 containers yenti anu mpo ye mpaboa nko na gu warehouse ho enti nyampa abanchow say omumbre mai because asem anu ye din ndie say see your boss kana e yaga say me twantro sky doors if you grab say auto 10 box mpo wo ye nsem wo ye warehouse 10 box almost say oh 50,000.
The bit about compensation, the mayor of Accra, Elizabeth Saki, promised that they will initiate steps to ensure that the affected shop owners are well catered for.
Now, yes, goods has been destroyed seriously. We have the PC here, and I've even told him already that he just have to get the names and number of people who have been affected. Then we, in our own corner, will know what to do. And even if we have to solicit for help from governments, we are ready to do it for them. But this time around, we want to assess the whole issue to the very end of it.
Also on site was NADMO, and the Greater Accra Directorate Coordinator of NADMO, Samuel Okai, observed developments and promised that they will ensure that the necessary relief items are given to affected shop owners as well.
We are here to monitor the situation until the fire totally quench. That is what will happen. And after, we'll come and do our assessments. Whatever we see, we submit our report to the assembly. And we follow up with whatever comes up from the assembly.
The challenge, however, is that the fire service does not know when the fire will be completely extinguished. For Joy News, Pius Kojo Baka.
The police are investigating the destruction of a statue mounted in honor of the Big Six at the airport's runabout. Significant damage has been done to the effigies at the 6 men who led Ghana's fight for independence from British colonial rule in the late 1940s. Now, the incident comes just a month after President Akufo-Addo stirred controversy when he rejected completely the notion that the country was founded by just one member of the Big Six. Adobe Asari visited the scene and now reports.
Videos posted on social media by blogger Kobiche at 3:59 a.m. on Saturday show a man actively vandalizing the effigies of the 6 men who were pivotal in Ghana's struggle for independence from British colonial rule. The statue, mounted at the Kotoka International Airport runabout in Accra, features the faces of Ghana's first president, Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, the father of the current president, Edward Akufo-Addo, William Ofori-Atta, Emmanuel Obechi-Bilamte, J.B. Dankwa and Akwaje. A man identified by police as Newell Gavu has been arrested in connection with the incident and is currently being questioned by the police investigators. The act has left residents in a state of confusion.
Well, I think it's a bad thing to do. I wish I know the reason why the person did that, because for me this serves as a monumental thing for all of us Ghanaians here. So I think it's a bad thing to do. Of course, you could read a lot of meanings into this. It could be anger. First, we are in the political season, so people do things for various reasons. But if you should ask me, I think it's I can say no one in his right senses should do such a thing or will do such a thing. So it's two things: either the person is out of his mind, or it could be out of mere jealousy or anger.
One resident told Joy News one of the damaged effigies was removed by some men dressed in police uniforms just hours after the incident.
That was in the afternoon. I was here, I was looking at them. So they carried the portrait inside the car. They carried the sculpture inside the car. So they were like 5 people carried it inside a black van. I saw them with something like yellow, the right police at the back. They were standing there where they were carrying it inside.
Last month, the country was embroiled in controversy for weeks after President Akufo-Addo, in his Founders' Day message, expressed displeasure at the notion that Ghana was solely founded by Kwame Nkrumah.
I speak to you this evening, rejecting completely the notion that Ghana was founded by one man. Whilst Kwame Nkrumah's contributions to our independence are undeniable and unassailable, it is important to acknowledge for our self-respect that the struggle for our nation's freedom was a collective effort.
The debate over the Big Sis and the founding of Ghana has long been a contentious issue in the country. However, these figures remain an integral part of Ghana's history, featuring on various currency notes and in school curricula, among other significant places. Adobia Asaris report for Joy News.
Away from that, health authorities in the Adansi North and Seche Kumewu districts of the Ashanti region say the new hospitals are preventing what they describe as needless deaths. The 2 commissioned facilities constructed by British firm NMS Infrastructure Limited provide a total of 240 beds for patients. The district health director for Seche Kumewu, Lawrence Adinku, is convinced there will be no work for mortuary workers posted to these facilities since death of patients will be limited. My colleague Ohiming Tewia of our health desk has more in this report.
President Akufo-Addo on July 17, 2024, commissioned the 2 district hospitals designed, constructed and equipped by NMS Infrastructure. Fanfare greeted the commissioning ceremonies after several years of waiting by beneficiary communities. Excited about the prospects of the new hospitals, Group Chairman of the NMS Infrastructure, Frederick Su, is convinced the new facilities will deliver quality health care to beneficiary community.
It represents an improvement in the accessibility of modern health care, and it provides modern working environment for the healthcare staff. Most importantly, it provides proximity of modern healthcare for the patients.
The new Adansi North District Hospital aspires to be a specialized maternal and child health treatment center. In 2023, before the operationalization of the new district hospital, the district recorded 11 neonatal deaths. Health authorities say this will be a thing of the past following the commissioning and operationalization of the district hospital. Eric Etiahine is the district director of health. He tells Joy News the district is already seeing a reduction in the top 10 health conditions since the new hospital was operationalized.
As we speak now, we haven't recorded any maternal mortality, and so we pray that with more interventions and more staff to come and support the delivery.
His counterpart at Seche Kumewu district, Lawrence Adinku, believes the new facilities have the capacity to save lives. He is optimistic mortuary attendants at the facilities will have no work to do because limited deaths will be recorded at the facilities.
You can see the ultramodern hospital we are all witnessing. We can talk of all the equipment that we need. So for me, at a point I was even asking myself, when we have the mortuary staff posted to me, I asked myself, the mortuary will we be getting work to do at all? Because everything virtually we need to work as a hospital, we have it. In terms of infrastructure, everything is here. Infrastructure, equipment. What I mean is that whatever we need as a hospital to function, we have it here. But unless somebody is destined to die, my thinking is that we have everything we need. whatever system that needs to be put in place to take care of the clients who will be coming to us, we have all of them in place. So unless somebody is destined or that person's time is up for him to die, if it happens to be the system or equipment we need or whatever to work with, for those ones, I mean, forget it. We have everything in place.
Meanwhile, the medical superintendent for Seche Kumawu District Hospital, Dr. Alex Agbanu, wants NMS infrastructure to lead the charge in replicating similar facilities across the country.
I've been here for over 8 years, and I remember there's so many cases that we had to refer to other hospitals in Kumasi. Sometimes simple investigation like X-ray, you have to send people to Kumasi, and it's uncomfortable for the patients, sometimes uncomfortable for the healthcare providers. So this one has come, to take all this burden away. If you go around and look at the design and the way it has been built and the way equipment have been installed, I think they deserve that kind of praise from His Excellency the President of the Republic, because I've been to so many other hospitals, and you will not see the kind of things we are seeing here. The design is so great. If you walk around, you see how things are arranged. It's so fantastic. So NMS has done so well. From what I'm seeing, I recommend this kind of infrastructure if it can be replicated in every district.
The 2 district hospitals have since been opened to the general public. Ohime Interior's report read to you.
Still in the Ashanti region, renowned U.S. preacher Apostle Wayne T. Jackson is promising to turn Abesua, a small farming community in the Central District of the Ashanti region, noted for its religious pilgrimage, into a tourist hub. The multi-million-dollar project will cover housing and education infrastructure, religious centers, among others. Now, the promise comes after Apostle Jackson and wife, Dr. Beverly Jackson, handed over a newly constructed junior high school block, washroom, mechanized borehole, and a palace to the community. There's more in this report.
Located at the bottom of the popular Atria Mountains, Abesua is home to hundreds of Christian pilgrims who visit the holy Atria Mountains for religious retreats. But despite its importance to Christendom, Abesua is deprived as residents continue to wallop in extreme poverty. Basic amenities such as education infrastructure, washrooms, and clinics are lacking. Apostle Wayne T. Jackson, founder and president of the Impact Network, first visited the popular Atria Mountains for prayer retreat in November 2023. In response to a divine call to help the people of Abesua, he and his wife, Dr. Beverly Jackson, in July this year, handed over a newly constructed junior high school block, washroom, mechanized borehole, and a palace to the community. The facilities, constructed within a period of 5 months, also followed the distribution of over 600 bags of rice and assorted food items to residents. Apostle Jackson is promising to turn Abesua into a modern community that will boast of modern housing units, medical facilities, and many more. First, he will break ground for an ICT lab to be stocked with about 70 computers, books, and other modern tools. Speaking to Joy News from the U.S., Apostle Wayne Jackson said funding has been secured for the project.
The library, should I say, and the computer and the technology is being, as we speak, the money is coming over right now, and we're beginning to break ground for the facility. And we're looking to bring over about 60 to 70 computers, clothing. What we have done in 5 months, we started in February, as I said, and in June, we dedicated the school, we dedicated the water, we dedicated the palace, we dedicated the bathroom. All that happened in 5 months. And we're dedicated to even bring more development in that area. I can see in that area having new housing, We're bringing new housing. We're looking to bring up a worship center. Some people ask, well, why did you choose Abeshua? We chose that because it was it sits at the foot of the mountain. And it could have been other places we went to, but I didn't know about those places. I knew about Abeshua, and that's what we want to help develop, and other communities can come in and also be partakers of the blessings that's coming from Abeshua. So we're looking to really build in that area. It's our goal to make that a place where it could be a tourist site. It could be a place of holiness where people come in to seek God.
According to Apostle Jackson, a team of medical staff from the U.S. is expected in Ghana to provide free medical care along with clothing and food supplies to residents.
We bring in clothing, we bring in medical supplies. I'm bringing a team of medical staff that's going to help with the help the aid of getting the people as far as their health is concerned. We're going to bring medical supplies. We're bringing food. So a lot of things we're bringing in the month of January, and we're coming to continue to work. So we're able to invest and get them a better education, show them more about who they are and who they can be. That's what you call investing in people.
Apostle Jackson's Impact Network operates the only all-African American founded and operated national Christian television network in America. Ohimin Terrier's report read to you.
Coming up next is Business Update. In our first business story, former president of the Ghana Association of Banks, Alhassan Andani, is asking governments to be quick in restoring the country's creditworthiness. This, he said, will aid Ghana in accessing the international capital market. Speaking at the launch of the Chartered Institute of Development Finance Ghana, Mr. Andani said government should be more strategic in its engagement with debt holders, both locally and internationally.
We have to have that mature conversation. I think we have to restore as quickly as we can our creditworthiness, our reputation as a country. For me, that is, whether it's in the short term, the medium or long term, our biggest problem is to re-establish as quickly as possible our creditworthiness. And I think that given that the domestic debt holders were the most significant, governments must have mature conversations with these debt holders, and let's see how we can immediately wash up and freshen up ourselves, and hopefully our external partners can have a look at us. Now, if we look at it, our bilaterals were not that badly hit. 5 billion was not that high. I mean, their total exposure is 5 billion. Ghana is a very strategic country, and if we are able to manage those strategic relationships, we probably can get the bilaterals to hold our hand over what can be a very difficult medium to long-term private capital market journey.
Economist Dr. Patrick Asuming has maintained that he is not convinced measures rolled out by government will help stabilize the city. It follows revelations by Finance Minister Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam that the cedi's depreciation can largely be blamed for the continuous spike in the public sector debt. But Dr. Asuming argues government may have to do more to firmly stabilize the city with more aggressive measures.
I think the Ghana cedi, essentially, I don't think government has any short-term strategy that will help stabilize the city. It doesn't.
Why do you
think at the moment, the only two things that will be pointed to is the gold for oil and the gold for reserves. I think the gold for reserves, probably the potential is there and is believable. As for the gold for oil, I mean, I've never been convinced that it is going to do anything to stabilize the city. Now, for me, the medium-term thing we have to do is to redirect how we finance the economy from over-reliance on foreign financing, and then also cut all this importation of things that we can produce locally. I think that's where we should be heading. But the recent news that we've been hearing that we are going to import more grains, it doesn't it doesn't sound like good news for the city in the short term. And then I'm sure we also heard that even the syndication loan, the finance ministry says you'll be doing it, but you get a sense that we're going to get a lower amount than we usually get. That also doesn't sound like it's good news for the Ghanaian city. So it's clear that there's no immediate short-term solution to addressing the city's challenges.
Next is a currency market update. And that ends it for the business update and the AM News Bulletin on the AM show. Stay with us. Coming up next is the news review and our guest, Nana Yachapim Jantua, former General Secretary of the CPP, as well as Kofi Kapito, Chief Executive of Consumer Protection. You want to stay with us?